Another important topic in legality of object is agreement opposed to public policy. Agreement opposed to public policy are those that are detrimental to the interest of people of the society. An agreement which is opposed to public policy cannot be enforced by either of the parties in court. Public policy or policy of law or the welfare of the society. Some of the agreements which are opposed to public policy, these are agreement with an alien enemy. It means doing a business or trading with enemies. All trade with the enemies is against the public policy and it's unlawful and void. If a contract is made during peace times and later on war breaks out, one of the two things may result. Either the contract may be cancelled or suspended, or it stands dissolved depending upon the intention of parties to the contract. Next one, sale or transfer of public offices and titles. It speaks about agreement entered into the party by using corruption, by procuring a government job and titles, and it is unlawful and it's void, because such agreements can't be valid agreements, because the corruption will increase and lead to inefficiency of public services. For example, A paid B, a public servant, a certain sum of money, inducing him to retire from the service, government service, and paying a way for him for appointment of in his place. The agreement was unenforceable and it is void. Next one, agreement of surprising prosecution. Here what happens where one party agrees to adopt criminal proceedings pending in a court in consideration of some amount of money. It's unlawful and it's void. For example, A had committed a robbery and B has instituted a prosecution against A, and he later on dropping the prosecution once he able to restore the stolen property from B. It's void, it's unenforceable, it can't be happen. But there's one possibility when there's a compromise agreement is made between the parties before any complaint is filed. Not amount to the surprising prosecution, even it is implemented after filing a complaint which is then withdrawn. For example, A obtained a loan from a bank by pledging his goods in the form of security, and he have fraudulently overvalued all those goods. So later on, A agreed to make up all the deficiency by giving the more goods as a security in the form of hypothecation. But he delayed in hypothecating the goods. What happened? The bank has filed a complaint against A. But later on, bank withdrawn the complaint once the hypothecation was completed against A. An agreement to make up the deficiency was valid because the compromise agreement was made before the filing of any complaint. Next one, agreement by way of maintenance and champerty. Maintenance and champerty agreements are against the public policy and they are void. Maintenance agreements are those agreements a person promises to maintain a suit in which he has no interest. On the other hand, the champerty agreements are a person agrees to share the result of lawsuits. The difference between both lies in their object. The object of the maintenance agreement is to increase the lawsuits, and whereas the champerty agreement is sharing the proceeds of lawsuits. For example, in case of maintenance, M offers to give a financial assistance to tune of rupees 1 lakh to N, which enable the N to initiate a legal action against P. In case of champerty, M agrees to pay N the necessary amount to sue P to recover certain property, and N agrees to give M 50% of what he is recovered. Next one, agreement creating interest opposed to duty. Here the agreement is entered into by the person and he is bound to do something which is against the public policy. An agreement is void on the ground of public policy. For example, an agreement made by an agent to get a secret profit shall be void, and it is against the public policy. Next, we'll continue from here. Marriage brokerage. An agreement where one or other parties to it receive certain money in consideration of marriage. All such agreements are opposed to public policy and void. For example, Mr. A as a Purohit was promised rupees 10,000 in consideration of procuring second wife for Mr. B. But Mr. Purohit, that Mr. A, failed a case against B to recover the said amount, and it was held that such promise amounted to a marriage brokerage contract are illegal and agreement was unenforceable and void, and the court dismissed the suit. Next one, agreement in restraint of legal proceeding according to section 28. There are two kinds of agreement. First one is agreement restricting enforcement of rights. Nobody can prohibit a person wholly or partly from the enforcing his rights in respect of any contract. If a person is doing so, then it is void. Next one, agreement curtailing the period of limitation. An agreement curtails a period of limitation which is prescribed by the law. You're just overruling the law as per the Limitation Act. If you're overruling and not following the law, if you are defeating the law, then it is void. Next one, denial of parental rights. For a minor children, their father is a legal guardian, and in his absence, their mother will be the legal guardian. A father by law entitled to the custody of a minor child, and he cannot enter into an agreement which is not consistent with his duties arising out of custody. An agreement is made will be void against the public policy. For example, a father having two children and agrees to leave one of them in the custody of A and B, a childless couple and relatives who want to bring up the child under their care. After few months, father wants child to come back to him. A and B cannot deny father's right to have his child back. Next one, restriction of one's personal liberty. Agreement restricting the personal liberty of the parties are void and it is against the public policy. For example, A obtained a loan from B, a money lender, and agreed with B that without B's consent in writing, he would not leave his job or borrow the money or dispose his property. Then agreement was void and unenforceable. Next one, agreement in restraint of marriage. It speaks about that a person have a right to choose his life partner. Nobody can restrict a person from selecting his or her life partner. Then if it is like that, it is against the public policy and it is void. Last one, agreement in restraint of trade. Agreement in restraint of trade. As per the law, every agreement by which anyone is restrained for exercising his lawful profession, trade or business of any kind is void. For example, A and B were rival shopkeepers in locality in Chennai, and B agreed to pay A a sum of money if he could close his business in that locality. A did so, but B refused to pay him the money. Agreement was void and money cannot be recovered as it was an unlawful act.